Yeah, let's go from there. So I was actually going to do starting off with the introduction of you might know the actor from
The actor,
No
yeah.
Clue who played movie detective, but some of you might know his work as a comedian and podcaster.
Yeah, I'll stick to the comedy and podcasting, I think. I'd love to get into acting though.
Well, usually it's sort of like a lot of comedians they do transition, don't they?
Yeah, and plus it's easier. It's money for old rope. All actors are shit. That's my theory.
I do also think they've got that sort of like dramatic flair about them where with comedians, like one thing I've sort of noticed in comedy is that even if you're at entry level, even like the top tier comedians, they'll still treat you like a normal person.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Where like actors, I mean, they'll sniff their own farts and
Oh, but oh, yeah. Be tight to runners and all that.
yeah, exactly. So what sort of Ikanen? So what sort of acting would you want to do?
I'd be decent as like. Well, I'll tell you once, right? I used to do acting lessons when I first started stand up. You had to help with like stage stuff,
Yeah,
and they did like a deal where you could have your professional headshots done, but for like really discounted rates. So I thought it's worth it to have the headshots, you know.
you have them.
So we went and did all these headshots, right? Um, and we're in the street, and she's telling me how to pose and all this kind of stuff, you know.
I need an example.
So sultry look at the camera, that sort of stuff, yeah. And then we go back to the studio, and she talks about your casting type, you know. And she goes, she's got all these pictures up, like 200 pictures or whatever. And she goes, right, we need to think about your casting type, Jamie, because someone like you, you're never going to be a love interest, for example. I was
That
like,
is
oh,
bullshit. That
I
is
was like,
bullshit right there.
oh. And then she said, you'd be better suited to being like a villain's mate.
A villain's mate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's yeah, that's bullshit in my opinion. I
Oh,
was speaking to a girl the other day on this, and she does roasts,
oh
like,
yeah.
and I was like, okay, fucking gun me down right now. She was like, oh no, I could never insult you. I was like, okay, well, fine, whatever. So, what do you do for a living? She was like, oh, I'm a dentist. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm not gonna show my teeth anymore. She was like, yeah, I noticed that they are awful, aren't they? It's like, what? So
Yeah.
you hurt my feelings like unintentionally but then you go for it. So,
Once,
John, if you had to write your perfect film, though, you write it, direct it, cast yourself as the main guy. What is the show? What is the film?
well, I had a dream yesterday, actually. 2 days ago, I had a dream and in the dream, I was writing a book. And I woke up and thought, fuck, that book's mint, man. So it could be adapted to a film, I suppose. So it's about this guy here. He's pretty meek and mild, like dead sound, and he's shopping supermarket, right? And
What
as in
shop?
like Tesco sort of thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's not made it yet, but he's not
No, no,
also.
he's not. He's not made it. He's just an everyday guy.
Hmm.
And as he's looking across, he sees an A-list celebrity, like trying to hide up, and he's like, "I'm sure that's her from that film." Like she's an A-list celebrity. She's like,
Who are we thinking?
well, she's called the character's called Madison de Burley,
Okay.
but she'd be like, mid to late 20s, early 30s, something like Dua Lipa, I suppose, in that sort of
Yep. Cool.
age bracket. Yeah. Anyway, he's
Big
like,
budget film.
yeah. I mean, I don't know who's gonna play her. I'm just spitballing, but she gets shot in the head. She gets shot in the face like a Jill Dando thing, but bang, pop.
Uh, but opening scene.
Yeah.
I'm hooked. I'm hooked already.
Um,
Okay.
and the guy who sees it is like obviously dumbfounded. Anyway, this guy then gets interviewed by the police and whatnot, and he gets interviewed by local press. Oh, you was on the scene first. He went, yeah, it was crazy. She got shot in the face, and it was awful. Couldn't really believe why she's in there. Then he gets invited onto like a Crime Watch sort of program
Hmm.
where he acts out the reconstruction, where he's in the reconstruction, and then he starts gathering a bit more momentum. He's on This Morning then, and then he starts getting addicted to the fame. And then he gets so addicted to the fame, he turns into this meek, mild lad, into this absolute cunt, because he keeps getting this bit part roles. And then when the fame starts to dip, he starts really craving the fame and stuff. And then he turns to murder himself to get back in the papers and stuff.
Oh, okay, I thought you was going to go if he ends up being on Love Island.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he could go on Love Island, but he's a bit of an ugly cunt. So
Yeah, because I mean, because like you have absolutely blown up. Like the guy who got me into comedy, Newcastle Steve. You can guess where he's from.
oh yeah.
Um, like 49-year-old big lad. He got me into comedy, and sort of like when I told him I'm talking to you, he sort of had his little schoolgirl crush moment.
I lost it.
Um, has sort of fame changed you a little bit?
No, I
I
mean,
think you've stayed humble personally.
yeah, I'm very conscious of it anyway because I mean, I've got a lot of mates outside of comedy. Do you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
they don't care what I'm doing. Like they're happy for me, obviously, but they don't give a shit because if you don't get you round in the pub, we're still gonna call you a cunt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Do
I've
they
got
do they get annoyed when like they're doom scrolling on TikTok and your face keeps coming up whilst they're having a shit?
yeah, I'm sick of seeing you, lads, stuff like that. So I've got like family and friends that keep you grounded and stuff. Plus, I just won't do it anyway. I'm actually really quite shy
Hmm.
uh, outside of stand up and podcasting and stuff. So obviously, I'll always take a picture of people, but I don't find it the most comfortable in like social situations. I'm a bit shy and mild, to be honest.
Yeah, because reason I messed you, my mate Kimberly who runs Spitfire in Stoke,
Oh yeah.
you got a picture with her daughter on Saturday or Sunday, which is
Oh no.
good because some people won't have time for it. And
Oh no. I've never turned a photo down in my life. Like
mm,
even if
do
I
you,
had headphones in or whatever, people could. It's just come over. I'm not. You know. I'm not one of these people like you can't talk to me. I'm just fucking. I'm literally. I'm just a fat piss can. Do you know what I mean? I'm sat here in my darts shirt because it's the only shirt that's clean in my house and fucking pajamas. So I'm no one special really.
well, that is the one thing I do sort of like most about comedians is that no matter how much they do grow, most of them there is obviously the odd cunt, but they do usually stay humble and just down to earth and just sort of like your everyday Joe. To be
Yeah,
honest,
we're rock stars without the talent, really.
well, it's sort of like the I always think it's the hardest in it's the easiest industry to get into, but it's the
Yeah,
hardest industry to stay.
yeah, yeah.
I was on that. I mean, the one thing I did love because I did all my research and from your 2024 tour, British Comedy Guide described it as Weatherspoon's own Hunter S. Thompson.
I love that quote, man.
I,
And then I had to Google who Hunter S. Thompson was, but I thought, oh, it's a compliment.
I had
Thank
to do
you.
the same thing.
Yeah,
I was like,
nice one.
I thought it was gonna be a black dude. I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice one.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a good review. That I was a bit worried when they came because I was like, I don't really get reviewed often. I'm not an industry act, for want of a better phrase.
Mm,
Um, I'm very much a club act, and there's a bit of a difference between the two. It can be a bit sneering,
mm.
at club acts because we actually make people laugh and that's frowned upon in the comedy industry somewhat. Um, but when he came, I went, "Yeah, you can come down, mate." And he went, "I'm coming to the Edinburgh one." I was like, "Don't come to the Edinburgh one, man. Come to Glasgow or something." But that Edinburgh show was, yeah, absolutely leveled the gaff. So I knew it was going to be a good review.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all the great reviews and everyone who sort of has sort of met you, they've always said kind words. I've never heard them go, Jamie, oh, he's a bit of a prick, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
They use worse words than that. To be honest.
No, you've got to be. I mean, it's just nice to be nice anyway. I think it pays to be nice in the long run anyway.
Mm. 'Cause yeah, you never know who's gonna like, be nice on the way up. Just don't know who you're gonna need on the way down and all
Yeah.
that shit. So good. I will start it with the basic bitch question. Why did you get into comedy?
So I've always been into comedy. I did a stand-up gig when I was about 9,
Mm.
at a talent contest. Got robbed. I thought that's it. I'm quitting for 15 years, mate. Got beat by some fat bird singing the Titanic songs. I was like, fuck this. This is a joke, man.
Is the reason it sank.
No, so yeah, I always like to do stand-up. I wanted to do it 18, 19. I was like this, like hovering about whether to do it or not. Shit out of it. I think I was really insecure at that age in terms of people not finding me funny because I was the funny one in my friendship group.
Mm.
I was the mad one, was the first invited out on nights out because I was a bit like I have to impress these lads, to keep in the friendship group. So I'd nick like dirty pints and
Mm.
set myself on fire and do mad shit
Uh,
like that.
like a rugby group almost without the rugby.
Yeah, it's just sort of like I'll be the one who's sick on himself and still goes out and stuff like that. I was like a crazy drunk on a night out, but fun to be around. Um, and I wouldn't have been able to act not being good. And I think I
Yeah,
knew deep down I wouldn't be good straight away. I was quite self-aware of the fact that I'm not going to take it over straight away. So I left it for till I was 23. I was 23. I sort of fell out with the friendship group. Not for nothing, anything major, just sort of like, going
life.
on different paths and stuff. So I was like, I've got really nothing to lose now. I've had 5 more years of life experience, been sacked about 10 times by that point. Um, I'll go down to an open mic, and I thought I'll just watch it first
Mm.
because my thing was I don't want to be the worst on the night. I don't want to embarrass myself. Because when I went down, I'd never watched live comedy before. So I thought it's all going to be like the standard of Jason Manford and Kevin Bridges. I thought it was just going to be fucking amazing.
Right, mine was in reverse. I
And
thought
then
they was going to be dog shit, but they were really
no,
good.
and then when I went and watched, it was just loads of fat goths crying. So I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll turn up for the. And then I went the week after Bonfire Night 2014. I went down, had a great gig, and then the promoter said, I can't believe that's your first gig. You've got something about you, and then that just went from there, really.
Okay,
But I always knew I'd do it in some capacity. I didn't know I'd be professional or anything, but I always knew I'd try stand up.
so like when you say like 23, life experience and shit. Now, I think you're the same age as me, 33. Yeah.
34, but
Okay, so
thank
yeah,
you.
you're an old cunt. Um, do you look? If you watch a 23-year-old act now who was talking about life experience, you was talking about mate, you ain't even started. But then there's probably
Oh,
people in their 50s, 60s looking at this now and being like,
yeah, yeah,
"You got
yeah.
no
That's true.
fucking life experience."
I know. I just thought because I was always quite. Mates always said how like unlucky I was. I was just things just went wrong for me in
Mm,
life, and I always saw the funny side of it because I've got like main character syndrome. I always thought I'm in the center of my own sitcom,
mm.
and it will turn good. All this bad will turn good because it just has to. So because I had a sense of humor about my life being so shit, just started talking about that on stage and stuff, and it started to go all right.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I think like going through hardship does develop character, and it does what ends up in like enhancing into comedy because you have got so much dire shit to talk about. And if you can find the comedic element sort of behind
Yeah.
that, then it's sort of,
Took me a
so.
while to get the balance right though. I've had like 4 or 5 different personas, I suppose.
Do you
In
have anything that's sort of like in your life that was so dark that it's like, you know what, I'm gonna keep this one to myself.
It's not dark. I mean, I had
Trivial.
like heartbreak in my early 20s, which everyone does, I suppose, at some point in their life. At the time, it was like that's one thing I couldn't even joke about. Like, couldn't even see the funny side of it. I can in hindsight now, obviously, because it's it's part of the course as you get older. But at the time, I was like, fuck, I thought this was forever, sort of thing. I was stupidly, hopelessly romantic. Got hurt, which everyone does, and it
Yeah.
just happens. But at the time, I thought I'll never be able to joke about that or anything. But yeah, there's nothing really that would be off limits. Like of even like relatives dying and stuff. Some of my best nights out have been family funerals. Do you know what I mean? We're just from a family of that gallows humor sort of thing is something that really has always appealed to us, I suppose.
I can completely, on 2 points, I can relate to that. One, I had my nan's funeral about 3 months ago, and like it was my Bournemouth nan. She was 97. She should
Yeah,
have gone about 6 years ago. So
yeah,
whilst it was
yeah,
upsetting, she had every illness like fucking Pokemon cards. And
yeah.
I remember she was in a care home for the last 6 months, and they actually wheeled her out of her room. She was probably like Stephen Hawking now,
Yeah, yeah,
and they were like, oh, even Denise came out to lead us in the conga line, and
yeah,
they
yeah,
used it
yeah.
as like the care homes like weekly or monthly sort of brochure, and my nan just there at the front of the conga line, just like that, just dribbling. It's just like
Yeah,
fucking.
I love that.
But on the at the funeral, I never knew this, but like the coffin, they had it on wheels. They
Oh,
just wheeled her out at the end into the back. It's like,
that's sick.
where the fuck's she going?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I love just because I think funerals, especially. although it's sad, obviously, but it kind of gives you that free pass of fucking that life's too short. We might as well get a bag in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, no, not so much anymore because yeah, I got in a bit of trouble with the bag.
Yeah,
'Cause,
same.
yeah, I used to own a pub, and something happened in my pubs, and the police took the cameras.
Oh shit.
And there's an article on it online, and it was like a landlord caught doing that. I think it was like 53 times in one night.
Yeah, it happened to me at the bookies. They audited the tills because I was changing losing bets to winning ones to balance my till because I had a gambling addiction and I weren't stealing from him.
Mm,
This is why they didn't call the police. But all I would do is take the profit, you know.
mm,
And one day I just lost every race and my till was down 200 quid, so I just changed a couple of things. Obviously didn't get through the audit.
mm.
When the audit, they checked the cameras and the cameras me and my mate was partaking in stuff we shouldn't have been. Was doing lines off the desk and stuff, so
I, I mean, like, I was okay. I look back now. I was like, as long as you're doing your job, which I don't challenge because you wasn't doing your fucking job. But
yeah,
if you turn up every day, it's like if I was a binman, I would 100% smoke a joint before shift.
yeah.
Like some of them, it's like my mate, my Polish mate, his mum still works the fields, no Romanian, so and she will get pissed before every shift
Fair play.
because it's like that's what you've got to do, sort of
Yeah.
like keep on going. But true, like sort of like being a comedian gives you sort of like a green pass to sort of you can sort of do what you want as long as you put on the show.
Yeah. I mean, the shows have never suffered. Do you know what I mean? I've never got complete out of it where I can't perform. I've been fucked on stage as well in the past, but always turn it around. I think it suits my style though. If it was like a deadpan act,
Mm.
then I'm fucking binged up to my eyeballs. It might not work as much, but kind of lends itself into my style, I suppose.
I mean, I feel like the perfect persona you have created.
Yeah.
But I is sort of who I am in real life, and I'm just going to replicate that on the stage.
Yeah, it's just an extension of myself. Like I'm quite quiet and mild, out of the way and stuff. But once I've had a drink, this fucking person just booms out of me. So I just try and translate that to the stage. So
Do you ever watch the American Pie films? And
yeah.
there was that guy who was like playing the piano, all sophisticated. It was like one of the shitter ones, Beta House. And I was like, no, no, not drinking. So he gets that taste of alcohol, and then just
Uh,
everything changes.
yeah, that's a good analogy.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm quite sensible at the moment. I always do a 2 pint cut off before I jump on stage.
I'll probably have three or four maybe. Um, but it depends, I suppose. I don't really set myself any limits. I just know.
So I'm actually. It says Hutchinson on the dart stop. So you're a darts player.
I mean, I play against Dart Bot in my house.
Okay, so you got a top to resemble yours to
Yeah, I have to act it
onto
out.
yourself
Like,
in your house.
oh, I have to act it out. Yeah, come on to walk on music and that.
Do you ever get heckled?
Yeah, well, obviously, if the dog's barking, I just think that's Alexandra Palace. Do you know what I mean?
Start squaring up to the dog.
Yeah.
So how do we transition from doing comedy into podcasting?
Well, I listened to podcasts since I was about 15, 16.
Mm.
I used to listen to the Ricky Gervais show
Standard, yeah. One of
on
the
my way up,
goats.
on my way home from college and stuff.
Mm.
I then discovered the old XFM shows that were on YouTube, and just loved that show. And when I started stand up, a couple of comedians had podcasts that I listened to. Dan Nightingale, who's host of Have a Word, he had one years ago, like 10 years ago, called In the House Podcast,
Yep.
where he interviews a comedian and they talk about comedy and then the dream lineup and stuff at the end. And I really love that. And I used to fantasize about being on it and act it out. So and I've been on a couple of smaller podcasts and did really well. They weren't big or anything. I had massive audience, but I could tell I'd smashed it out the park.
Mm.
Then obviously I got the chance to go and have a word, and I just knew I was going to tear it up.
Mm.
I knew I was going to smash it. I went in that day and I was like, I'm going to nail this.
Yeah.
because it's a different skill set than being on stage. A lot of comedians kind of sort of try too hard, for want of a better phrase, to go
What,
when they're
on a
on the
pod?
pod. Yeah, they try too hard to shoe on bits in and stuff, and don't really land that well, you know.
To be fair, I tried to do the same when I was planning to talk to you. I thought borderline because obviously you get comedians from all levels. Like I've
Yeah,
had like, do you know what I mean, Adam Bloom on, Ali Woods. I've had good names on,
yeah.
and when I started them, it was almost like, right, I need to impress you somehow. And then
No,
it takes
no.
like 10 minutes in to then realize, wait, I'm just talking to like
Oh yeah,
another
just talk,
dude.
man. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, obviously I went on Have a Word and a couple of clips went back to back viral within the same week. So it just like blew up my socials and stuff. And simultaneously to that dropping, I was doing tour support for someone, Ted Ilias at the time. Um, so it was all happening quite at once. I was doing a lot of stand up as well that month. So people were seeing me live as well. And because I was doing well at the gigs and they've seen me on the pod, it was like, fuck, this guy is good. So there was a bit of a mixing pot of things going well at the same time, I guess. And then I obviously always worked for Hot Water before the pod.
yeah.
I've worked for them for like 10 years, like right at the start and stuff of my career. The owner said he wants to start a podcast and wants me and Tony to host it. We'd never met each other. And then we just hit it off from there really. But it's a medium that I'm always comfortable with. I've always been comfortable with.
Yeah. Funny story about Tony, real quick. I've just spoke to earlier on a blind female comedian who was quite hot, and apparently Tony was describing himself to her as like a 6 foot six-pack god.
That doesn't surprise me.
I was sort of cracking up over that because she name dropped him, and I was like, "Oh, raw! I'm actually speaking with Jamie later." So,
Love that.
I mean, would it be safe to say that Hot Water probably is the most successful comedians podcast in the country at the moment?
Well, there's different comedy podcasts. It depends on what you determine success as, I suppose. Have a Word is huge.
Mm,
Then you've got like things like Off Menu that's just dwarfs that even, and Hot Waters. Have a Word is massive within our um like microclimate. You know, it's big in the Northwest, like, and then blew up on Patreon and stuff. So they're financially like proper, really strong.
mm,
Well, ours has got its own little place. You know what I mean? You saw when we first started, we obviously had comparisons to Have a Word, and rightly so. It's like two northern lads
mm.
chatting shit, but you kind of morph into your own sort of demographic and your own sort of style. So, although I see where people can compare us and Have a Word and Dead Men Talking, they each have their own sort of different identity, and each core audience is slightly different, although there's some crossovers. So I think we're doing all right. We're not massive by any stretch of the imagination, but we like what we're doing, and we've not got loads of fans, relatively speaking, but the ones that do are loyal to the backbone, like real
Like a cult
loyal
following.
and real cult following, and they buy tickets.
Mm. How do you? I mean, like, I absolutely love doing podding. I think you speak to amazing people and stuff. How do you sort of like decide who you're going to get on and stuff?
We're a
Because I presume you
lazy.
be quite selective. I assume you get people
Oh,
absolutely like knock down the
we're
door.
we're useless at booking guests. We're fucking useless. So say if we're on at the club, we record at the club.
Mm.
I'll just look at the lineup who's on and just say jump on for an hour before it. We had the doorman on once.
Do you know what? When I hit a comedy club, the first person I love to speak to is the doorman because they're the
Yeah,
ones who know the most.
yeah.
Like,
But one of my key bits of advice to new acts is always be nice to the sound tech.
mm,
Like the sound techs run the fucking gaff when you're starting out. Trust me.
no, mine's always the doorman. Like my favourite is up the creek in Greenwich. He's about a 6'4" massive black dude called Randy.
Mm,
And every time I go out for a fag, he has the most knowledge and insight in comedy like I've ever
yeah.
seen. And like he would just go, they were shit. Or like, oh, like well, they were good, and like, oh, he should have held that a second longer before he like delivered the punchline.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
giving
mate,
them
why don't you
time.
go off and do this? You'd kill it. And he's
Yeah.
like, but yeah, it's all fun. So sort of, how did you find like transitioning into doing the podcast sort of stuff? Like being a comedian obviously helped, like becoming a known brand
I
helped.
thought, yeah, really easy to be honest. It's just because I'm so used to listening to podcasts as a fan and watching them from mates' perspectives, like stand-up ones and different genres of podcasts. So I've always listened to them. It's always been in my, the way I receive media and stuff. So I know them inside. I know them inside out in terms of what will work and what won't. So I found it quite easy. I've probably found going into podcasts easier than going from nothing to stand up. I thought that transition was a lot easier.
Mm. I mean, one thing I sort of found like with them podcasting is sort of like it's easier on the social media side of things.
Yeah, so it don't because we have podcast clips go out every day. It means you don't have to put stand up clips out.
Yeah.
Uh, and I don't want any stand up out. I don't want any crowd work out. I don't want any stand up clips out. I don't want to release a special. I just want to be known as being a live act.
Mm. Okay. Do you find like obviously like doing the podcast and sort of stuff? Does like your crowd? Is there a lot more crowd work that has to like naturally come into the game? Like, do you get more like hecklers, more people shouting out?
Not really. I mean, you get the occasional like "we love you" and stuff. Like you get positive echoes, which is harder to deal with, arguably.
Yeah, it's easier to be a dick to a dick.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes because quite deliberate in my delivery,
Mm.
and every pause matters. And sometimes when I'm pausing in silence, someone just go, "Dr. Catford," or whatever, and I'll go, you've just pierced the balloon. I'm pumping a
Yeah.
balloon up. That's how I think of stand up when I'm doing my bits. I'm building this scene and this balloon. I'm just about to prick it, and you've just deflated it before I've had a chance to prick it.
'Cause-
So, I mean, heckles in general, I find a piece of piss to deal with, to be honest. It's just it's frustrating, but it's sound. It's easy to deal with.
mm. I mean, like watching your stuff is very self-evident. Like when some people they do like stutter and things on stage, you think is that orchestrated? But with you, it's quite self-evident that it is.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like it comes across like it, but it's all calculated.
Oh, every misstep is leading to something. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, and so how did the 2024 tour go? Was that your first tour?
That was the first tour. Yeah, it was incredible, mate. So we didn't know what to expect. I don't have an agent. Never had an agent.
Mm.
I had an agent for a week and then I got sacked.
What, you sacked them or they sacked you?
They sacked me.
Bastards. I better sort of kicking that one a little bit.
I don't know, but never mind.
So you want to be your ex's biggest mistake.
Oh yeah, look at
You
me
want
now.
that agent.
And they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, sound. Have you seen who's on our books, mate? We don't give a fuck. Um, so yeah, the first tour. So we just did comedy clubs that I was a regular at. Like Alexander's, Hot Water, Frog and Bucket. And then they sold out really quick. The Frog sold in a day, and I didn't think it would sell out in a day. And you went, oh, let's add another one then, and another one, and another one. And the tour, it started off as,
DJ Khaled.
yeah, I don't know exactly. It started off as like 8 dates, and then it ended up being 64.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it just kept on. It was just as soon as I put one on, it sold out, and I put another one on, it sold out. So I did. My proudest moment of it was probably I sold out the Frog, the record, number of times.
That's cool.
For the state, it's like a very well established comedy club, one of the most famous in the UK.
Mm.
Um, and I hold the sales record there, which is pretty cool.
Well, I can contend to that is because every single person up north they have their display picture on Instagram, and with them with the Frog and Bucket logo in the background.
Yeah,
Even though they absolutely suck dick,
it
like, they
used
have to go get that picture.
it used to be the Comedy Store. So years ago, when the Comedy Store was in Manchester as well,
Mm.
obviously they have the Gong Show,
Yeah,
and
that was my first ever gig. Comedy
yeah,
Store London Gong Show.
how'd you get on?
Um, well, I was 1 minute 23.
No,
Never done comedy before. It was when I'd hit my rock bottom. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get into comedy. Fuck it. Oh, Joe, I'm sure I can just email Comedy Club, be like, look, I'm gonna be the next big thing. Let me come along. So I emailed them at 5 o'clock in the evening. They got back to about 5:30 saying, we had a couple of dropouts for tonight. Come along. So I was like, fuck it, why not? Let's do this. Got
Oh
up there,
shit.
second on the bill. And I didn't go up there with one bit of material. I just started waffling. And yeah, minute 23, then someone just shouted like, he's a fat cunt, get him off. Or like, he's like, yep, cool. Then
Oh,
I bitched, I turned around, I was like, it looks like the Rolling Stones picture. Like there's like off. It was like, yeah, cool, yeah, done my time.
oh, God.
Uh, yeah, firmed. But the guy after me lasted 7 seconds because
Yeah,
he opened his mouth. He realised he was from New Zealand, and I was like, "Fucking Kiwi!" Straight off.
yeah. It's a brutal awakening. I
Mm.
yeah. So the in terms of the profile picture thing, I remember when I started, I did the gong show and I cropped out the gong
The king.
and made it look like I was playing comedy show.
I've done that as well.
Yeah,
Oh, fake it till you make it. I mean, did you like when you sort of started out doing comedy? Did you sort of think this is how it would have progressed? Like, would you say you built it up like steps, or was
yeah,
it like a Mickey Flanagan's 12 years for overnight success?
yeah. I mean, a bit of both really. I was proper. I was so I mean, I'm grateful now in hindsight that I am where I am. At the time, I was really frustrated that I wasn't moving along quicker because I was obsessed when I started. I used to work in Manchester City Centre, and so I used to finish at 5. I had a thing on every gig within 2 hour train ride to Manchester that I could realistically get to after a gig, after a work shift, sorry. And I'd sit at Piccadilly and I'd go through Facebook and look for gaps. I was a fucking psychopath, and then sit at Piccadilly Station and then go somewhere. So I'd go like, Newcastle, Leeds, Birmingham, whatever, to try and get on these new act nights all over the country. So I couldn't believe I managed to do this. I used to get in at 2 from a gig, like an overnight bus, like mega bus and stuff, and then go back into work for 8 in the morning. I was a fucking psychopath. So I proper put shift in. I weren't the best when I started, but I knew I was going to get there.
Mm,
I knew I had something. I was frustrating myself that this isn't what I want to talk about. This is not me as a comic,
mm,
but I just need to get used to being on the stage. So I was quite long visioned with it, even though I know I'm not getting there quite yet. It's relentlessly email first of the month. I used to email all the contacts I had asking for more gigs and stuff. And then on nights off, I was going to watch pro nights.
mm.
So I'd email and I'd ask like, "I can stand at the back and watch. I don't want to pay 15 quid though." And watching headliners and stuff like that. So I put loads of hours into it at the start. And I was frustrated at the time. I'm not getting picked, I'm not getting noticed, I'm not progressing.
Mm.
And then when it did start to pop off, I had 8 years of experience behind me. So
Yeah,
I knew about, because a lot of new acts maybe say they've gone Britain's Got Talent or whatever, and they have a good couple of auditions and they get massive off the back of it. They've not got the stand-up chops to deal with it because they've not had that experience
they
sort
ain't
of
got
thing.
the battle scars almost.
So I'm glad I flew under the radar for years. Although at the time I was frustrated and annoyed and getting jealous, which is just a natural thing. Seeing all my mates progress past me, I'm like, fucking hell, another one, another one, another one. DJ Khaled again.
DJ Cali.
And then when things started to work, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I was ready for this now.
Mm. I mean, when it comes to sort of the comedy world, how much of it do you think is like being a good comedian to how much is being marketable to having the social media following? You know what I mean? Like the whole general package.
Yeah,
Because
well,
there's some
so
comedians who are dog shit. Like, we've got to be real here. I'm not going to name drop anyone. There's some comedians on the professional bills. You have a touring and you're like, mate, you're shit.
yeah, there's somewhere where I was like starting out when you start out in middle acts and you see who's opening the gig. So for those who don't know stand up, traditionally you have like a headliner. An opener is usually its headline standard, or it's just coming into going into headline standard, and then a middle act is the safe spot. It's where you do like trial spots and stuff.
Shit
So
sandwich.
yeah, you tend to go from middle to open to close.
Mm.
That's the general rule of thumb. Obviously, it's slightly different in the different places. So when I was a middle act, I was just laser focused. I'll go to this opener, and half the time I'm like, "You're dog shit. I've got your fucking card marked."
Yeah.
But it's with anything though. It's the networking. It's being mates. Being like, are you a decent pint after? Do you sound? Do you know what I mean? If you're a cunt to people and a cunt to staff, you've got to be fucking ridiculously good
Mm.
because there's so many comics out there. So it pays just to be just a decent fellow and stuff or a decent lass. Um, in terms of like career wise, there's a lot of obviously people point as TV as the epitome of doing live at the Apollo, and people bemoan the live at the Apollo acts and whatnot, and maybe it's not a proper meritocracy in a lot of cases, maybe, but you can understand why they've been picked because they're showcasing someone from that demographic can be funny, and that will inspire other people of that
Yeah.
demographic to then start stand up and stuff. So it becomes healthy and stuff. And I think it's right that it's a balanced um, booking policy and stuff. But with social media now, there's no excuse. You can just get out there and create it. Everyone's got a phone. Do you know what I mean? You can create your own fan base. So it's kind of I'm glad I went down social media route and not really picked up by the industry. So because like kind of like chip on my shoulder about it. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't recognize that I've been doing good in the clubs and stuff. Well, fine, I'll get there in my own way. And now I don't owe anyone. I don't have a big agent taking 20% of fucking everything. Do you know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah,
Just
but
do it
you
on
did
my
it the
own.
right way. You became funny first.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then when people who do like, okay, look, I can never do them. I'm shit at them. I'm so shit with cameras. I put a camera there, it doesn't fucking move. I can't do
yeah,
skits. I think of funny ones, but people who do skits and then they try and transition it to being on stage.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think you did it the right way.
Oh yeah, but I've seen like TikTok comedians get caught out very quickly on stage.
But is there a bit of Schadenfreude in that, taking a pleasure out of people's pain?
Yeah, I mean, the best thing about stand-up is watching someone die. I don't care. I'd rather watch a death than someone smash it 100% of the time. I even
I
love
challenge
dying.
that. If they've got an ego, I love it to see it slapped.
I just love anyone dying. Anyone dying's funny. I don't care if you're the nicest person in the world. You dying is fucking hilarious.
Do you think that's why gong shows are so successful?
Yeah, they're great. Gong
Because it's
shows
an
are for
element
the
of let's
audience.
laugh at the freak. And if you've got 20 acts on and every one of them are killers,
Yeah.
then that's a
But
long fucking night.
yeah, gong shows are for the audience, but they're good. It puts hairs on your chest.
Mm.
Welcome to the real world. Welcome to the jungle, baby.
Well, the thing that I love most about gong shows, in particular in the South, we have a famous thing in London, and okay, I know exactly what you say. What are your views on bringer spots when people start out in comedy?
Should be illegal.
Should be,
Fucking promote your gig, you little bum.
I would say
And that
it,
two and that thing like 2 drink rule. Like you should be getting me drinks. Are you fucking mad? Shut up, lad.
when I started out, I applied to a bringer spot. I was like, look, I ain't got any fucking mates, but I'm a big lad. I will cane 10 pints. They were like, oh, it's not about that. So, okay, so it's not about the bar. Okay, like, look, I'm a fat cunt. I'll take up 2 seats. No, it's not about that. Well, then what the fuck is it about?
Yeah, it's
Like,
stupid.
I say the rest of the country is absolutely laughing at us right now in London when it comes to like bringer
It's
spots and
embarrassing.
shit.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, lad. It's like I don't know how people do it. It'll only stop when people stop doing it, but because
Yeah,
it's aimed at neophytes, you just take advantage of the naivety.
completely. And like the way I sort of describe it, I think it's basically they do them, then they all sit around in a quarter circle, fucking jerking each other off, telling them how fucking great they are. Oh, I'm the best fucking thing that. Then they go to a gong show, and then they get slapped off,
Yeah, yeah,
and then it's like or reality, or yeah, we can't joke about this shit. Fuck them, fuck gong shows. No, love gong shows. Fuck bringer spots.
yeah.
So
It's just
back to your 2024 one. Um, with your tour, when it started out, obviously you had your material locked in. How did it change throughout the tour?
yeah. So I did a work in progress, and it was like 50 minutes. By the end of the tour, it was 88. 88 was the last date.
That's a long ass time.
Yeah, because it's how I've always written material. I've always gone on with an idea, and it's just built and built and built, and then it's like this. whole film sort of. It's yeah, it was a nice little. It was interesting because I didn't think it got any longer in my head, but just doing it, I'm just adding on and adding on and adding on, and a lot of the times in the moment as well. Each show was slightly different, you know. Just because once I'm having fun on stage, it's just I just go.
Have you always had fun on the stage, or was there like a point where you were like trying to be like, proper career like driven on it, or have you always had a laugh?
I've always just gone on to rip the gig. I'm just going to smash the gig, and that's all I can do.
Mm,
I can't do all the schmoozing thing,
mm.
or sign me up and all that. I'm never
I,
one for that.
I hate that.
But
I
I would,
always
I'd just smash the gig.
as well. I always like when I sort of started out, it was like trying to like bum lick promoters and stuff, and I fucking hate that, especially like on like the more amateur circuit. I always refer to them as bad semen. It was like it was the bad sperm that won the race,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
it came out, and then they are it's like those who can't do teach, those who can't teach recruit. That's what it
yeah,
said.
yeah, yeah,
Those who can't be a comedian become a promoter. Those who can't promote become a podcaster.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I just, I just concentrated on smashing gigs. To be honest, mate, that's all I did. Just smash gigs, and then got a bit of like a decent reputation in the Northwest and stuff, and then I started, getting on the circuit. I was getting like the occasional weekends here and there, and then I was like, oh, can I quit my job? So I've probably quit my job 3 or 4 times in the past. Um, I'd looked at 6 weeks of diaries and go, right, I've got 6 full weekends, 30 to Saturday. I'll worry about week 7 when week 7 comes, you know what I mean? And then sometimes I had to go back in work, but I didn't have any shame in it. I was like, at least I'm fucking rolling the dice on myself.
So, what year did you sort of like fully rely on comedy?
2021, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, not too long ago. That's also due to the fact I'm a fucking knobhead with money.
Mm,
I had a good show in 2018. I did a show I just put one on in a pub in Manchester, like 50 seats. Standing ovation. I thought, fuck, I've got a show here.
mm.
So I took it to the Leicester Comedy Festival, and that year I was getting like, I was nominated for the Leicester Mercury and stuff like that. So things starting to catch
Picking
fire.
up, yeah.
And went to Leicester to do my stand-up show, and it sold zero tickets. Zero. So I went, oh, it's a festival. We'll get some walk-ups. And it was 10 past 8, and the venue manager just went, no one's turned up, mate. You don't have to do it. And I did it to the bar staff. And
Oh no, I respect that. I
I
do
look
respect
like a
that, to be
fucking
honest.
psychopath. I did an hour to people cleaning dishes.
The whole set was crowd work, though.
And I just there acting out all my things. I had a sound cue for a bit at the end.
Your improv.
Oh, I was
Anyone
fucking.
got a suggestion?
I thought I was fucking having a nervous breakdown, man.
But
But
a lot of people then at that moment they might have given up. What
yeah,
gave you like not the ambition to just keep doing it.
yeah, it's why I never take it for granted now. Like obviously, my ticket sales are out the like I could ever imagine. But I never take it for granted because I always remember that Leicester show where I'm like, yeah, I did it to zero people once.
How do you find gigging in the north first and south?
I probably prefer the North because obviously I'm biased, but
Everyone loves playing a home game.
yeah, I mean, I don't actually. I won't put Manchester up there though, to be honest. I prefer places for Newcastle, Teesside. Um,
Is it
I,
because like you're still one of them, but you're not living there?
yeah, I think with Manchester as well because it's getting very gentrified and stuff. It can
Mm.
still attract some cons. It's like a mini London sometimes in many
Oh,
ways.
London's the fuck. I did a gig in Shoreditch, and I did. It's a shit joke. I'll be honest. Basically, talk about being fat. My mate's a fireman. He can't get up
Hmm.
the ladder anymore, so he's now a bungalow specialist. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
and I tagged it with. He's actually so fat and ugly. He's actually just been granted a visa for this new country. I can't remember what it's called, but I know they wave a rainbow flag.
Oh yeah.
Fucking death doors. The second I meant like LGBT rainbow, lost them.
Yeah, I don't I mean, I still obviously because I'm a Manchester lad, I still get like a lot of the side on board sort of thing. But I love gigging like Newcastle, Teesside, places like Middlesbrough and stuff. Not even always major cities, but satellite cities, towns and cities outside major places. They're really good places to gig in.
And have you tried to be? Have they tried to cancel you yet?
No, I don't think so. I mean, cancel me from what? Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
You're not cancelling me from hot water because it's the only place I work. Do you know what I mean? What are you gonna
And
cancel me from? I'm not
do you
arsed.
read every single review?
I've never had a bad review to be honest, which is
So
good.
that's the answer. Then yes, I do read them
I've
all.
not I've not been reviewed that many times um, by industry people. I used to get bogged down with like bad comments and stuff, but now I just ignore them. I don't read comments on like the podcast or any clips that I put online. I tend to just accept the collab and then turn Instagram off.
Yeah, I think that's the best way. But I hate it when people they do that type of shit, then they turn the comment section off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So then they stay in their own little bubble.
Yeah, I'm not I just even if I tweet about football, I'll just mute it because I can't be arsed with people
Are
whinging.
you United?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay. Arsenal.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Are you gonna sack the manager?
I don't
I know
know.
it's not your decision, but
Yeah, I think he'll stay because they've backed him quite heavily, haven't they? So I think they'll at least give him till Christmas and stuff. So
I remember what I was going to ask. Who was that player, that goalkeeper? You always, it's like the massive floating bit when you're banging out Football Manager.
goalkeeper.
Who, when you play Football Manager, he was the prick who was like, was it the
Oh,
more?
Tom Platt.
Yeah, has he ever reached out to you?
No, so honestly, so obviously I managed Darlington on Footy Manager for a bit, and it's a bug in the game I've since found out where players are unhappy about the squad depth of goalkeepers. So I've gone mad at him because he's gone mad at me. I went, I've just signed two more goalies, lad. What the fuck do you
Love
want?
it.
So he turns the dressing room against me and all this stuff. Yeah. So the clip goes viral, and obviously some Darlington players have seen it and took the piss out of him and whatnot. And I don't think he's seen the funny side. So
Really?
yeah,
I thought that was brilliant.
every time on Darlington's TikTok, when he's doing an interview, everyone's just commenting, "Yeah, what about your big batty and all this stuff, and where's the goalies and all that." So I think it's got him down a bit. Obviously, I'm having to go with the virtual Tom Platt, not the real one.
Yeah.
And I got offered a grand, well, 500 quid each. Your mystery shirt companies,
Okay.
where you get a shirt in the mail and you reveal it and whatever. So I was going to do an advert for them for like
That's
a grand,
brilliant. That's marketing genius right there.
where I get Tom Platt's shirt and I'm fuming, but he refused to do it. So
What? That no. The thing is, though,
yeah,
so rarely, like a bit of a stroke of marketing genius actually fucking happens, and that's
yeah,
fucking brilliant. Like I'm
yeah,
from the south, I've never heard of Darlington,
yeah.
but that would put them on the map
I know.
almost. Like, oh, it's a shame you never did that.
I know. I've actually feel bad because I don't want getting shit, but it was the virtual Tom Platt I was fuming with,
Oh,
not the real.
100%.
I'm sure the
Yeah.
real one. I'm sure the real one's sound.
I do honestly. I think that when I'm do because obviously I see your face mostly when I'm taking a shit. In all
Oh yeah,
honesty,
and that's literally how I describe myself in the Shitting Man's comic.
like that's always when I'm like doom scrolling on TikTok and like I always stay to watch them even you know how many times you've seen them. Like I still watch to the end because they do make me chuckle. So
So,
what's the 2026 tour about?
2026 tour is called "Can We Make Come?" It's sound. As the name suggests, it's about I mean, it's not really about anything. It's not like a massive narrative, but it's loosely around me trying to give up coke and my sort of arguments of why me philosophizing why coke's a good thing and
Mm,
despite I'm the idiot obviously despite all the evidence to the contrary that I'm a knobhead and stuff
mm.
and just different experiences I've had in house parties and stuff like that in the past. So It's a good one for the lads.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bring your girlfriend to it.
Yeah. Well, what do you think's better for the weight loss, Coke or Monjano?
Oh, honestly. So my missus on Manjaro at the moment, and obviously she's smashing it in that. But my 2018 Coke Joe, oh my God. I was fucking fit as fuck when I was bad
I
on
mean,
it.
with the price of Monjano going up now, it probably is cheaper to go back
Yeah,
to the Coke.
yeah, such a good argument for it. Yeah.
I've been on here. I've gone down from 155 kilos down to 113,
Oh, nice.
and I absolutely smashing it, loving it. But 350 quid a month now.
Yeah, I've put all my missus weight on because she's leaving like, we get gusto and whatever. So I'm having like one and a half meals every fucking tea.
But does she still do the like with myself? I still have like I'm a fat cunt, obviously, but I still have the proper, tier one level fat mentality where I'll still put all the shit on my plate, but I just won't eat it.
Yeah, I mean, she
Like
just
the
said
dogs have put on weight.
she tends to give it me just because I'm like a human dustbin mate in the house. I'll finish the plate just because I can't be able to scrape it in the bin. Do you know what I mean?
I don't dob her in too much here, but she had the sulfuric burps,
I don't know. I've
the
not
eggy
noticed
burps.
anything. No, I've not noticed that.
Mine are ridiculous. Like every at night, about every 30 seconds, I'll do an eggy burp, and I know I do it because the dogs come face to face to me. Like so,
Oh
I now
no.
go on my way to burp on them.
Oh,
Like
I don't know. I've not experienced that. I'll be it'll be on my mind now that.
yeah, can you burp on me, please?
Yeah,
Like
burb on me, baby.
might be a kink. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I'll probably find my way into it, mate. I'm fucking.
So okay. Oh, I got a fun one. So obviously, we're now, we're blowing up. We're now more known. Do you find because I was the best comedians are the ones who are doing circuit level, who can make everyone laugh and no one knows their name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is the low hanging fruit a little bit more low hanging now? Like, do you find people laughing at shit where it's like, look, it was good, but you're giving it more credit than what it deserves?
Oh, I don't care if they laugh, they laugh. I'm not bothered. I'm not precious about that sort of thing, mate.
Fair enough.
Um,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I've always been like, because I've come from circuit comedy anyway,
Mm.
so
You got your
uh,
stripes.
yeah, I've earned my stripes that way and made people who wouldn't necessarily like me.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. And with like sort of the way the comedy world is going a little bit, do you still hold the stance that you can joke about anything?
Yeah, you could jog about anything, just fucking back it up. The only thing more embarrassing about a hack joke about shit subject is an apology.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, I love
I'd
that.
just fucking stand on it, man.
Mm.
If you can make something horrific, if you're going to joke about it, it's been what I don't like is I'm not saying you can't do it. It's mainly neobacks, but more experienced that's guilty of it. They they want the ooh, and that's not comedy. That's like, oh, you're not daring. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
You're not making anyone laugh by doing that. Just going, ooh. And it's because you're so dead as a comic, you've
Mm.
never heard laughter and you just want to hear a noise. Do you know what I mean? So you do a shit Maddie McCann joke, for example. So people go, oh, it's because you've never heard a laugh before, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But
I get that.
that's like going to a prostitute and saying you've lost your virginity.
Stand by that. Challenge that. Actually, challenge
Anyone
that. No,
anyone can make you go, ooh. Do you know what I mean?
you had me up to that point. I'm afraid, Jamie. Uh, I agree. Well, I mean, I agree. You can joke about literally anything, but I think when you want to sort of do shock value comedy, you've got to hone your craft first.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't be
just
shit at it.
it's people think it's daring to do that. It's
Yeah.
actually more daring to joke about spoons in a drawer or something. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
That shock value stuff is like level one. Do you know what I mean? Like anyone does that.
mm.
Every open spot will do that. If there's something horrific in the news and you'll go to an open mic, they'll joke about the earthquake that's happened today or whatnot. Do you know what I mean? With no nuance or anything, just like real, just to make people wince, and then they can go, "What? Can't you handle it?" Not be candle it. It's just shit, mate. Do you know what I mean?
you
So,
you just been a
joke.
prick, mate. To be honest.
By all means, I'm not saying don't do it, but just make it funny, man. That's the
Yeah.
main thing.
Well, I was going to say, like, if someone ever called me a fat prick, it's like, okay, cool. But if
Yeah,
they were creative about calling me a fat prick,
yeah, of
you
course. Yeah,
appreciate it more.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, gun me down, but at least be funny about it.
Yeah,
I love
100%.
that. So, go on. The thing you're doing is it October the 13th, October the 7th, October the 14th.
What
Remember,
am I
someone
doing?
made the joke about just after October 13th.
What am I doing on
The,
October the 14th?
brilliant. The charity for the homeless.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That Jojo thing. I thought it was October the 8th. I can't remember. Yeah, it's like loads of
October,
stand-ups and raising money for. I don't really know, to be honest. I'm just doing it. I don't just the homeless are benefiting from stand-up. I don't really know.
mm,
Comedy Army. It's on my Instagram. I don't know.
yeah, no, I love the fact that you still do like bits and give back and crap like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was trying to
Mm.
do me
So,
bit and stuff.
okay, so go on. I'll end it with this one then, Jamie. Um, was it you started out? Was it 8 years ago? Nine?
No, 10, 20. No, Bonfire Night 2014. So come up to 11.
Part of the 15-year gap because some fat pricks out on
Yeah,
Titanic.
exactly. Yeah,
Um, comedy's quite saturated now with comedians.
yeah.
You know, if you started out now, day one, your first open mic is tonight. What would you do differently?
Um, I think I did it the right way, to be honest. I'd I'd go down, I'd ask other comics, like, do you know of any other gigs and stuff? I'm starting out, so I'd ask advice that way. I'd try and find a mate there, try and, have a few pints of and that. Um, and I'd ask the promoter of said gig where else can I go. I'd just make that's the main thing. Don't be scared to ask people
Hmm.
and network. I hate that word, but network in that way, like what gigs can I get to? And I used to always ask for feedback as well. So don't be too precious because you're going to be shy at first. It's fine. But I used to always ask for feedback. So I learned different tips on the way. Like I'm probably going too fast than I anticipate because of the adrenaline.
Hmm.
Take a breath. Be conscious about getting your actual words out. Don't panic in silence.
Hmm.
One of the best tools I found was silence. Once you start sort of own the silence, the audience trusts you so much more.
Okay.
No, just don't panic and just enjoy it. Don't try and for the first 2 years anyway, just do it because you're enjoying it, and then start thinking about paid work and career and stuff. But it's honestly, there's no mad rush to be putting stuff online. Just go out, do some gigs, and feel it at grassroots level before you start thinking about the big career and the big dreams and stuff. Just take it step by step and don't rush yourself, man.
Oh, I love that. And I lied to you, Jamie. This is the last one because I've heard about the time. Would you say the less that one was the time you bombed the hardest, playing to no one?
No, I had about 40 walkouts like
Okay, fun.
8 weeks ago.
Oh, raw, new,
Yeah,
fresh.
yeah,
Story time. Go on.
yeah. It's headlining in Harrogate, and I was a last minute replacement for someone, and it's a proper middle class crowd, and they didn't like what I was doing at all. So I had a few venue complaints and people walking out and stuff, and
Mm.
whatnot. So that was a pretty hard death.
But are you at the point now where it's like, I mean, you get to that stage, it's like you don't really care if you bomb or not anymore.
I
Like,
love bombing. Bombing's funny. I found it hilarious. And to be honest, the ones who didn't like it didn't like it, and that's fair enough.
mm,
There was people in the room who still loved it because of how chaotic it was and how unapologetic I was. But yeah, if people don't like it, they don't like it. I don't really care, to be honest.
yeah, like I say, yeah, don't apologise. Just be
Oh,
yourself on
I'm
stage.
not apologizing. It's
No,
not
no,
my
no,
fault.
I'm saying like that's
Yeah, I was
the
just saying, look,
rawest
it's not
advice.
my fault
Never
you don't like me.
apologise.
We're just on different paths here, guys. So I was treating it like a breakup.
Mm. And I'm sure there's many of them. What's sort of been, your highlight on stage and your highlight on the pod?
Highlight on stage probably standing ovation in my home club, opening for Kevin Bridges, and
Yeah.
Kevin Bridges saying I was class. That was sick. And on the podcast, he's just hanging out with me, one of my best mates, and getting levered.
So as much on stage as off stage.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Love the whole
But
package.
my favorite part of the podcast is just being mates with Tony in general.
And would you say like because you are the same person on the pod as you are on stage as you are in real life, but maybe less introvert?
Yeah, I mean, I'm naturally quite shy, so
Mm.
I've grown out of that as I've got older and stuff. Um, but yeah, if you see me in a pub and stuff, I'm just asking about with me mate. Uh, I, and then my stage is quite performative and out there and stuff, so it's still authentic stories by me, but I like to really extend that side of my character out as a different persona in itself. So that 20% of me becomes 100% of me on stage. So it's really magnified on stage just to make it a proper experience.
Mm. Okay. And with the fame now, do you like everything that comes with the fame, or are there like negatives?
There's sometimes, like, say, if I'm having, date night with my missus and stuff, there was one a couple of weeks ago, we went for a meal round near us, and I was walking to the pub for a few drinks after, and obviously I told that joke on the podcast. I had to give up coke on medical grounds. My girlfriend's allergic to having a laugh.
Yeah, but yeah, three things: gambling, drinking, and coke. Yeah.
And these lads come up to him and was like, why don't you just let him sniff? Like, quite aggressive. I was like, fucking hell,
Oh,
mate, I'm
yeah.
joking. Jesus Christ, relax. So,
I'm on the packet right now. Fuck
yeah,
off.
there's things like that that are um, a bit much. Say if I'm out with like family and friends and stuff, but it's never, I mean, I'm talking like singular
Yeah.
occasions out of hundreds, So I kind of accept it with what it comes and stuff. So yeah.
Mm. Yeah. No, I love that. And do you have a penultimate dream for comedy?
Yeah, I'd love to play Manchester Apollo's like a dream venue of mine. So we couldn't get it on like this time round, but hopefully in the future we'll get it. I've opened for Adam there, and that was unbelievable.
Adam, sorry, Adam.
Adam Rowe.
Okay, calm. Yeah.
So I'd love to do my own headline show there as well in the future, hopefully.
Mm. I, absolutely amazing. And Jamie, look, you've been brilliant, brother.
Yeah, cheers,
Uh,
man.
I've thoroughly enjoyed this. Look, thanks ever so much for coming on. And
Yeah,
guys, yeah, cheers everyone for watching.
thanks for having me,
All right,
mate. Cheers.
cheers.